This video approaches works in the hentai genre from a cultural and historical perspective. No explicit scenes are shown, nor are any graphic descriptions given. Content for adult audiences. If you are a minor, please leave the video. Welcome to the strangest part of the internet, that corner where screenwriters said, what if, and never looked back. Today we're going to take a look at the 7 weirdest hentai, not to celebrate the explicit, but to understand why these works became memes, urban legends, or simply grotesquely creative curiosities. Get ready, this is a journey through the absurd and the disturbing, with humor. Resort Boin is an OVA series adapted from a visual novel and Urotsukidoji, a vacation on an island that, instead of offering peace, offers exaggerated situations focused on specific fetishes. It has 3 episodes as an OVA and comes from an Urotsukidoji franchise. Why it's weird. The vacation premise becomes an excuse for bizarre scenes and situations. It mixes resort aesthetics with creative decisions that border on the cartoonish. It's as if Baywatch were filmed with a script written by someone who confused relaxation with shock. Ideal for those who want to see Caribbean postcards with a filter, a very, very strange one. An OVA series based on an Urotsukidoji game where the action takes place in a hospital. Known for its violent tone and explicit scenes that pushed many viewers beyond their comfort zone. Why it's weird. It attempts to mix psychological thriller with extreme eroticism and doesn't hesitate to include scenes that were censored in some Western distributions. The mix of hospital drama plus extreme eroticism creates a feeling of a bad trip. If you're worried about going to the hospital for the flu, imagine being offered a story at the reception desk that should come with a psychological questionnaire. Not suitable for sensitive stomachs or moralists traveling in business class. OVAs that attempt to build a suspenseful plot or art around the bondage fetish. Bondage Mansion is a well-known example within the subgenre. Why it's weird. There is a clear effort to make serious adult art, but the mix of pretentious plot and extreme fetish often results in an unintentionally comical or forced tone. It's that attempt to be highbrow that ends up sounding like a poorly funded experimental theater performance. You applaud the courage, and then cover your face. A 90s classic adapted from the work of Toshio Maeda, ninjas, demons, and strange creatures. It is paradigmatic of the subgenre that mixes eroticism with fantastic and monstrous elements. Why it's weird. It combines ninja action with sexual combat techniques and fantasy monsters. Its tone is sometimes parodic, sometimes grotesque, which made it memorable. It also had adaptations and even live-action versions that amplified its fame for its ridiculousness. If you thought martial arts couldn't be mixed with absurdity, La Blue Girl came along to tell you otherwise. Yes, it can, and in 4K of 80s nostalgia. A late 80s work that played a key role in popularizing the so-called tentacle and aero-grotesque subgenre. The narrative is apocalyptic and visually extreme. Why it's weird and historically relevant, not just because of the scandalous scenes. Its combination of horror, sex, and urban destruction was so shocking that it marked hentai culture and its perception in the West. It is, in many ways, legendary for the extremity of its premise. We're not talking about a provocative gag here, we're talking about a monument to animated WTF. It's as if Lovecraft and a practical effects convention had a very angry baby. An adaptation of an Urotsukidoji that mixes witchcraft, rituals, and an atmosphere of horror and occultism in a high school. Magic is mixed with sexual elements and scenes that are harsh in tone. The saga includes several OVAs and sequels. Why it's weird. Unlike many titles in the genre, Bible Black has a relatively elaborate plot, horror plus occultism, that made it stand out. Its weirdness lies in the contrast between the serious plot and the explicit content. It also cultivated memes and fame on the internet due to the bizarre nature of its thematic mix. It's an example of yes, this has a script that doesn't make it any less weird, just more disturbing. It's hentai with the intention of being a B-grade horror series, and it does so with pride. An OVA series produced by Natural High that became world famous and infamous for its subject matter and for becoming a cultural meme. Internationally, it is considered extremely controversial for dealing with taboo subjects. Why it's weird and its cultural impact. It's not weird in terms of technical quality. Its weirdness and fame come from the taboo, the viralization, and the role it plays as cultural trolling. It's the anime that no one seriously recommends but that everyone knows about. It became a global meme, and its name is used as a joke and challenge among fans. Here we enter delicate territory. We are talking about the cultural phenomenon. Boku no Pico is more famous for the legend and the joke than for its artistic merits. And that's why it's #1, not because it's better, but because it's more memorable and more used for trolling. We've laughed, we've been amazed, and we've also felt uncomfortable. Many of these titles are not curious just because of their eroticism, but because they say a lot about cultural boundaries, censorship, the eroge industry, and how weird things go viral on the internet. Some are pioneers, history and context, others are memes, and some should be analyzed with discretion. If you are going to research these titles out of academic curiosity, take precautions, get your information from reliable sources. Did I miss any that you consider weirder? Put them in the comments, but be careful with dangerous recommendations. If you like the format, like, subscribe, and share, only if your friend has a sense of humor. See you in the next video with more curiosities and analysis of the strangest side of otaku culture.